to go to Train. Now, one thing that I do want to special, perhaps we'll just get it on social media. Either way, it's Train, it's FaZe, it's mousesports.
Jerseys, but yeah, mousesports, they look good. Brokey, he's had enough. He is on a new map, and he doesn't want no nuke repeat. He's going to take down ropz fast on the inner site as mousesports look to commit to the plant. NiKo is here as well. He's hanging around. woxic does find that kill, and it will open up the chance to plant if FaZe don't get aggressive behind the oil train. They're already starting to set up for this retake, but woxic has not gone for the plant because karrigan's on a long wrap round. mousesports trying to stall it out as long as they can so this player can get a kill, but FaZe are impatient. They don't want to wait forever, and they finally will find that flank as well. karrigan getting picked up. woxic wants to escape with the bomb. He's not going to commit to the plant. Chris does assist him with some fights, and they're just going to battle their way out of this situation.
Into this round, and I'm imagining this because this is a map that mousesports are more than comfortable on, right? And it's still early days. And woxic going to be over here in main, and a bit of damage exchange there between NiKo and woxic. That nade could be devastating, and it is. That's going to follow up onto that damage that NiKo did earlier. Now, this has put the scout in Chris J's hands, so we know that Chris J is phenomenal with this scout. NiKo tries to land a bit of a chance no-scope there. That's karrigan, by the way, slipping out through main. He does this so often on the mousesports T side. He really is a bit of a menace. However, NiKo, more than accustomed to that, will deal with him on this assault of the A-bomb site. mousesports now kind of grinding to a bit of a halt in this round. The momentum that they had has been removed. And they're going to back out of main.
It's nice to see the tendencies already being realized. Yeah, I mean, how times have changed. And now he's got to beat them at their own game. Olof pushed back by the scout on B. He's going to have to concede a plant, you would think, but Rain doesn't want to, and he comes in with 2 as they have to take P250s. Ooh, that's cool. We get a head-to-head of, well, usually AWP part of the series, but yeah.
Too far off from reality. They pick up the first 2 in this game, or this map so far, so.
You imagine it also works against them, right? Because like FaZe, they know that this is a team of legends. And so the expectations justifiably are pretty high for this FaZe clan squad. And, you know, even reading through a few of the interviews that NiKo did over at HLTV when he spoke about having to head through the Katowice qualifiers, right? He was saying how those games were very stressful to play in because you are the favorite up against underdogs in every one of those matchups. So, ooh, bit of an exchange over here at the ramp. karrigan does degrain out from this round, and maybe there's a chance at a bomb plant here for Mouse. Now, Olof is trying to close the distance and trying to deny it, but he might not be able to do so. And so for Mouse, you know, like they're probably not going to win the round. In fact, I can almost bet my house on it, right? They're not going to win this round. But for that, I'd have to own a house. And secondly, I just wouldn't do it. karrigan actually had... still would have had a little bit of utility, but they are putting a lot of focus on having everything they need into this round. You know, I guess for woxic, just don't get shot in the head. How hard could that be, right?
Like, come on now. Come on, mate.
Ooh, ropz. I love watching him in the pop dog, but he has got some very formidable opposition to go up against step ahead. So in this round, mousesports, they get out through Ivy, they take a nade onto karrigan. And it's a little bit devastating because that sucked the momentum out of this play. It looked like we were going to have the pace start to get picked up by Mouse, and it's going to have to soon. There's 35 seconds left of this round. NiKo's ready to go toe-to-toe with Mouse with a deagle here in Ivy side. coldzera is holding for the smoke push. He gets upgraded onto an AK. Luckily enough, the trade comes in from Frozen, and the bomb is retrieved. But 20 seconds on this clock. mousesports, they do not have time, and they try and push on in. Rain drops Chris J. The bomb still needs to go down, and Frozen's going to try and plug in the numbers, but there's players all around. And even as ropz gets these players on the exit, it's not going to be a round for mousesports. FaZe, they're going to take that 4-0 scoreline.
Rain's able to swing out, deny that plant. But this trade is one that FaZe have only played twice in 2020, so we don't have a lot to go off. What we do have to go off is the fact that FaZe got 14 rounds when they did play mousesports here. So, you know, they've taken them the distance, even though they didn't get the win. And so FaZe aren't exactly uncomfortable on Train. And that is showing right now in the scoreline. 4-0, another opening kill for Rain. karrigan's gone, Rain isn't. Only for a bit, finally getting traded by Frozen, but this round might be done for mousesports before it's even started.
Frozen on 4 HP. woxic wants to help his teammate out. at that. He's found a kill in the meantime. NiKo trying to maneuver his way around there towards E-Box, but can't land the shot that he wants to initially when Woxic opts to go for Frozen instead, and eventually Woxic will follow up, y'all.
Yeah, I mean, pressure is on for FaZe now, right? And so they're hoping to come into this second map and make a bit of a statement. They're certainly doing that now. With another buy round right around the corner from them. They've had it for a little while now. karrigan over here towards main. That's pretty normal. That's pretty standard. And so he might be looking. I figured he was going to come in initially to make contact to try and pull rotations off. But instead, he's actually just going to peek out, try and get a kill, and rejoin the rest of the gang. Woxic does deke down Olaf, but Brokey keeps this in favor of FaZe Clan. A big D kill in from ropz, but he gets naded into oblivion. This is still doable, though, for mousesports. Brokey up and over and into Frozen. Now leaves karrigan all alone, and Brokey, does get deked out of the round. Now karrigan on coldzera, 1v1 to decide which way this round falls. And karrigan, he's been given a weapon that we know this man can wield, goes back in with the AWP and steals it away from...
With a huge clutch on that B bomb site, might just start things off for Mouse in this T half. When they did play last time in Group D, FaZe were able to start CT side, same here, and get 9 rounds. They, unfortunately, weren't able to close that map, only getting 5 on the T side, but right now, mousesports getting their first on the board. karrigan is once again in this position as a close pistol player. Hello, karrigan's come through the smoke. He's doubled it. Cold's gone as well from Ivy. karrigan still has a man behind him to worry about, but that man hasn't peeked out. NiKo is waiting, hiding, and biding his time. He's got a kill, but there's more mousesports players in the yard.
Yeah, he drops the smoke towards Ivy. This is going to be the peek from Chris J. He's too quick on the trigger. Now it's just Brokey and Olaf. AWP on Brokey, holding Ivy, finds Frozen. That's his reward. Meanwhile, his teammate Olaf does fall, so that means just Brokey. Big Brokey, little Brokey, what are you going to call him?
The Broke Meister.
I mean, that Meister thing's kind of already stolen on this team.
I guess.
You know. Easy kill onto ropz. ropz went hunting and, well, ventured out a little bit too far. Bomb not planted just yet, so this could get real awkward. 1v2.
I've got it. Broke Zera. That's original.
That's not bad.
Broke J?
Broke
that FaZe are playing and how they like to hold, you know, that outer sight, whether they're stacking in or not early. mousesports get a bit of a feeling, and they let karrigan just go.
To win out the first round on the board for mousesports, and of course that was to clutch it in a 1v2. In this round, he puts up 2 as the first 2 kills of the obviously, because he's got a big brain on his. He was already fast enough in this map with an AK out through main. So let's see what kind of chaos he's going to look to try and bring into the mix with this Mac 10. The Mac Daddy karrigan here, and he's lined up 2 before he's dealt with.
Yeah, something about the momentum and the pacing of that really did, you know, give him an advantage to the point where, hey, guess what? I'm out of ammunition. So that does create a problem. karrigan falls. Meanwhile, the rest of the team's going to be hitting out and hiding out, rather, inside of this inner bomb site. Looks like an easy plant's going to come through. Brokey able to find one with the AWP recovered and salvaged from the last round.
He bailed off that kill. It looked like he was even going to save or rotate, but then reconsidered it. If he went back in earlier, he might have found a second player out upper, but didn't want it to get traded. That makes sense, considering the fact that he is a man that has to do the heavy lifting in this round, or just save, and that seems to be his decision on the A side of things. Kool coming in on the foe. Certainly a reason to look for frags at the end of things. mousesports not going to be giving anything away, though. Tucking in the corner, cover from Woxic, Kold walking into his death. Oh, no! That's a bit of a mistake. ropz running up, not realizing, but mousesports will save their guns. They get rid of the Mac 10.
The response for that is going to be Woxic picking up the AWP, or having it at least, going to this next round. Had it last round.
ropz didn't buy any utility, so he's making a Hail Mary fast play. He's just going straight into the firing line and trying to lay down some pain. Now, he instead commits to spraying toward connector, and that does see him get burnt down pretty low in the Molotov. Now, something that FaZe have been good at doing is just loading their utility into main.
1.
See, karrigan and ropz have like swapped from their usual positions, and that karrigan's normally the fast pawn up and creep forward. coldzera is responsible for this portion of the map, and let's see if he's going to rise to the occasion. Last time he was here, he was only good for 1.
He has been a little bit of a menace here, though. If it wasn't him, it was NiKo playing there, and either way, that's certainly a worry point for the side of mousesports. Boost here is going to put Woxic up, and Brokey is just too quick. Sarah chimes in on the fun as well. Leaves a bomb drop, and currently all members of mousesports, except for ropz, dropped in this round. 16 HP and nowhere to go. He is cordoned off. Takes a shot, and that's certainly the end of it.
Certainly making sense with how much damage you're putting up in the rounds. FaZe are winning. Opening kill there on Ivy. Even follows up to Woxic with the orb. So good stuff from him. Popdog was locked down by NiKo. Obviously, that position could be hard to get into in the early round as a CT, knowing mousesports can fight you on the main cross if they have the spawn, and they do, as they send karrigan right out and about. Woxic's found a pick onto Brokey in the meantime. Brokey down creates big problems for FaZe Clan. They also don't get in the pop dog because of the Molotov, so smoke at the feet of that, and NiKo going to double back to the site. karrigan gets flashed in, NiKo blind, karrigan gets a kill. Trade is there for Kool. He's picked up the orb from the body of Brokey, and NiKo's still here out and about in the yard. Woxic might be able to find him.
Oh, but they're not ready for another man on the E-box. Woxic, though, is able to adjust and get that trade. In the meantime, ropz finds himself deep inside of B and is able to mop up olofmeister. It's only coldzera left now in a 1-on-3. AWP in hand to give this retake a go, and I don't even imagine he looks to go in for this one. He will float around.
This is already better than what we saw on Nuke.
Yeah, I mean, you know, Hugo just made a very good point in Brokey, right? These two combined make the A site a very, very terrifying place to be if you're mousesports. This round, honestly, it all falls apart. FaZe, you're looking at that round, and you do have to pull those rotations away from B. Olof was caught out of position over by Connector, and the whole reason for him not being in that B site in the fashion that he usually is and kind of getting caught adjusting is as a result of the kills. And so karrigan, this round again, picks up the pace, finds the opener onto NiKo. And while it does go immediately traded once more, this is a lot of pressure, a lot of moving parts now for FaZe Clan to try and manage.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure Finn has a massive smile on his face after he runs out T-Con, entries NiKo, and then gets traded. You know, that's got to feel good. Getting NiKo out of the round instantly. He's been pivotal in these CT rounds alongside Brokey. Of course, you know, just a bit of history behind there as well.
One last thing to worry about, you know, or one less thing. Or one last thing.
Hey,
look at it.
Either or. 4-on-4. mousesports waiting around now. They're coming down Ivy. It's been good to them in the past, but Brokey has been locking it down. Kool is now tasked with doing that with his rifle. They could smoke him off. Yeah,
huge thing to note is they just flashed Rain into main, and so coldzera now pulls back as well, denies a pop dog peek, and tries to keep an eye on Ivy. He holds for the boost, and Frozen gets thrown into his crosshair. So coldzera on for a double, and you can see he's got the read. With main no longer a factor for FaZe, that frees up these players in the site a hell of a lot, and as a result, coldzera has all this room to move around in. ropz, is he going to be ready for a main player? They haven't seen any indication that this man is here. ropz. Oh, yeah, he gets pincered between three, and now it's just Woxic left, put in the grave by Bro.
It's both good and it's bad, because what that main control does to FaZe is once they get it, they actually rotate Brokey's orb towards B, so they have a double inner setup with the AWP that's been holding yard there. So, you know, that frees up a lot of the map, and Kool's kills come at a clutch time for FaZe, because if he doesn't get them, I'm not a massive fan of that. They just got dealt with coming up Ivy, I think it was 2 rounds ago. So, yeah, it doesn't work out, and I don't think we should see them go for that again, at least not in the short term. Maybe later in the half on the last round, but if you keep running it, FaZe are going to be ready for it. You know they're comming that Kool. Brokey's watching down the ramp, mousesports trying to give their way through a smoke, but with 2 players watching this line, they're not going to get much further. It's only eco for Mouse. Should be made quick work of that. Nade might find Woxic, but only a bit of damage. It's not like he has much else anyway. It's only a Glock. Frozen's trying to pick out T-Con. Oh, he does get a kill. That's a bit of a misspray from NiKo. Looks like he had the kill and then just doesn't. Frozen on 9, though. And mousesports just dead set waiting. Seeing if FaZe give them anything. Frozen's lost the bomb. Woxic will fall as well. Nuke went. I think, yeah, good resilience. Pretty impressive.
And it looked like they were going to try and go a little bit further and, you know, really kind of push to the limits. But they're content with having the orb set up. How does karrigan win that? And yeah, he gets traded right away, but that's a huge kill to find. Now all the pressure of holding Ivy is on NiKo's shoulders. And while he will answer the call with 1, it's shut down by Woxic.
Yeah, mousesports, they are just running the gauntlet in this round, pushing and peeking everything, taking every fight they can, and FaZe continue to get caught out of position while swapping spots. I mean, the fact that karrigan gets a kill is utterly ridiculous. He's swiveling between two angles, and Olof has got the bomb. This is massive now for FaZe. It gives him a chance in the 2-on-2. He can play around it. Frozen is on the other side of that smoke. Olof's teammate Broky's come in to help. Frozen waiting in the fade. He's got some spam damage. Does he know Olof is so close? Olof might fire back. He sees the tracers and he gets the kill. Now ropz has all the info and the damage onto Broky has been done early on. This is such a winnable round. And he goes above the train to get a better line of sight.
Yeah, Olof on 100 HP, 2 kills to his name, was the first to respond to the bomb. Now when the smoke fades, there won't be a whole lot of time to play around. He's got to get this first kill and he's got to do it fast. As I say that, he's going to try to edge his way down the ladder, and by that, he just jumps straight off, looks for the kill on Olof. And there's not a hold even for Frozen.
I like the play on words.
It's not bad in that case. At least.
This is heating up, though, for FaZe as they find themselves at 9. Anti-eco should be theirs as well. 10 rounds on the horizon. Olof's push B. Did this in the previous round. He didn't commit, though. This time he will, as pistols are easy to kill. Just Chris left up. No hope in this round.
But up T-Con with a minute left. Let's see who wins the first battle.
Well, Chris, environments where some animals don't. And, you know, Chris J here, demonstrating that beautifully, just waiting for the kills to come.
Broky looking right at him. Here comes the Molotov, and runs straight into it. My goodness, yeah.
Last close games, mousesports, you know, I can't in pole position, but they haven't got 5 here, and that's what they're gunning for in the last round of the half. Flashes and smokes over the A site. ropz smoked to the pop dog. One man in, only Olof, so Broky's going to be here with the AWP once again to support. And karrigan's got out behind the E-box. Broky going above into heaven, and NiKo pushing the barriers as well. That's actually an auto sniper for Rain. Can you believe it? Adding insult to injury here for mousesports, and it might be finding them in the 11th round.
It seems like a very viable gun in a lot of different ways.
Yeah.
On the CT side, at least.
I love it on the last round of the half. The reason this is good is because even if mousesports were to win this round, they can't save that gun forward, right? You don't want to give that weapon over. That's one of the big worries of buying the auto. So that's a worry avoided by FaZe, and it's going to put up every kill in this round, it feels. 2 already. Tag onto Woxic does the job, and Rain has just made this unbelievably easy for FaZe. Frozen's going to try and dig them deep out of it, but oh my god, 3 kills? This could be a 1-on-5 for Frozen.
It could be. Rain still does have the original Krieg in his hands. He's going to opt to go ahead and drop it, pick up an M4, but now there's a little bit of a split here, a pincer, if you will. Olof coming in from the side of the ladder room.
Oh.
Quite a round.
Well, GG Battle's still favoring mousesports. They are, of course, known to retake here for Mouse, and a kit on karrigan, so FaZe's Molotov may be countered by that. Oh, quick kill. Nice shot from Rain again, showing up on these pistol rounds like he often does. Chris is going to have to fall into the site as FaZe look for fights. They're committing to these engagements. ropz needs to be very careful. Down to 30 health now as the bomb does try and cross. It's actually still up in the halls. Olof setting up the connector smoke, and now the full rotate coming from mousesports. They even have a flank, but NiKo's holding onto the pop dog.
Yeah, NiKo's position, he can just sit here all round long. He's got that Molotov, so they very much designed for him to come into this a lot later into the round and try and help out in the post plant. Now, karrigan does...
What?
How has this happened?
Goodbye.
This was a 5-on-4. This has suddenly gone the way of Mouse, and Broky's trying to fight back, and he's delivered in spades. Just Chris J left, and Chris J, goodness. Tag down low, Broky finishes the job, 4 kills.
Fight it thin in there. He could back off towards lower, but considering just how dense things got here in the site, you might as well stick around and keep clicking heads.
That smoke thrown by mousesports to get on the bomb actually hurts him more than anything. That gives Broky a shield to hide behind, and he gets 4 kills not only in the CT pistol, but in the T pistol as well. He has been the carry. Look, the force by coming through. If they don't win this round, it will be 14-4 before Mouse have their first M4 in their hands. And at that point, you can't be counting on a comeback.
They want to keep playing around with the inner side. Does look like with 4 deep, that's what's going to happen. Just Olof over there to his own devices, dropping some smokes and utility outside. Meanwhile, you can imagine that this hit is going to take place on the inside. Pop flash from Chris J into lower. Does leave inner upper just all day open, and there you can see it, a round that should be mopped up with relative ease from the side of FaZe Clan. I say that. 2 deagle kills come streaming through.
Oh, my.
Okay.
Okay.
Don't speak too soon, Trace.
I guess.
Oh, Frozen!
Dear, it's all gone wrong again. And while Brokey was able to deliver a 1v4, can Rain step up now in this 1v3? This is one less than Brokey, so it should be easy, right? They tap on the bomb. Rain trying to deny it, and mousesports,
Wow.
they steal it away. Karrigan just by wars. You saw a US Air Force tactical timeout called on in there. I imagine that's what they're discussing now, because with a bomb plant, they can just invest in this next round if they desire.
So, Trace, winning that second round has put them back in, where now it's quite the contrary. 2 AKs and a couple of pistols for FaZe. They want to go fast into the yard. NiKo's pushed in through this smoke. No one's realized he's got an Ivy player around him. Karrigan is going to be coming in on the wrap. NiKo's got the frag and he's doubled down as well. Dear, oh dear. No one is safe right now against these anti-ecos. Chris J does make things 3-on-3 and gets himself a rifle as well. NiKo even finished by the pop dog of Frozen. He has been the saving grace on the CT side. Brokey and Kool against the world in this 2-on-2.
Over on the side of mousesports, they're going to have to be very, very fast in this retake. Plant comes in. ropz is going to have to wait for Chris J to join him. And they're still worried about this potential connector flank. It's not going to come through.
Yeah, I think it even took mousesports a second to realize it was a B play. Chris is looking for a kit on A, but I imagine with him not finding one across these bodies, there isn't one in play. ropz does get a quick kill, but Brokey gives away his position on the site. We know he's good in these clutches. He's already had one in the same position, forcing the fight, but Chris does get the kill. Great Molotov. Yeah, time. That is the problem, and I don't know if there even is enough for Chris. He's got to stick it quick. That Molotov makes his route a little bit longer as well, and he's realized this one is going to slip through his fingers. 13 rounds to FaZe. Come back from mousesports again. Put on the burner.
Over here on Mouse, everything's more... It's never ideal. And for mousesports now, it's going to take something pretty huge here in this round if they want to stand a chance of making this comeback happen and continuing this back and forth game. Double nades into main. That was meant to soften these players up.
No.
Okay.
How?
Gets the gun too.
How? Who did Frozen even kill in main?
Did he want the other main player?
Yeah, in the back of main.
Through the smoke.
What is this? Mousesports, this wasn't meant to be a round. They were meant to win.
Restore normality, please. I need an adult.
But they haven't won it yet, and that's something we have to grab onto right here before you guys blow a gasket right here on the stream. Take a look at this. coldzera, Olaf, and Rain, all 3 with rifles against 5 members of mousesports. Now, this has shaped up to be a really strange round, but
Look at Karrigan.
certainly something can be done here for FaZe Clan.
Karrigan just dinked Olaf down Ivy, or not dinked, but spammed him down to 13.
While they were lining up smokes into the A site, and now mousesports are like,
Don't do it again.
You're trapped. You're stuck down here, aren't you? And Karrigan is...
No, not again.
Yeah.
Not again. No, that is despicable.
Karrigan gets it the second time around, and FaZe is...
When you break down the numbers of rushing main like that,
Spam and he kills the person in main. Yeah, look, Karrigan's getting shot. Frozen kills him. Karrigan, you see the body on the right. Karrigan's safe. He commits. He finishes his job. Karrigan's 30 health because of the spam.
The thing that's so nuts as well is Frozen's bullet goes through the...
Brokey on the B site. Since then, we haven't seen back-to-back rounds. It's been a force from Mouse, a force back from FaZe, a force back from Mouse, and let's see the force from FaZe as they set up towards this B site. That is a great grenade. It's not a full commitment on the money. Brokey's saving for the AWP, but everyone else is dug in deep. Trying to sell fake on the outer side. Olaf throwing utility. Here's the B play. Chris is ready for it. Quick shot, quick kill. Doubles down, takes out the AK as well. Kool's gone 2. Chris with 3. And mousesports, surely 7 on the horizon as Olaf looks to join them down the pop dog with this deagle.
But if Olaf wants to keep this game going in the fashion that it has been, this is actually a very doable... No, I mean, yeah, he should just get shut down here. This should be the end of the ride, the end of the roller coaster, at least for a moment. You know, we get a bit of respite from what is this game. Let's get a 7th. They're at least going to give us 1 round of normal play.
Yeah.
Right? This is where it should just be Glocks for FaZe. Deficit that mousesports are at isn't going to exist forever if you're FaZe. If you keep going...
Win rate on Train in the last 3 months. FaZe have not been a team to break that, although they have taken them to 30 rounds in the past. So we know what FaZe can do on this map. And right now, they need to show everything Not in this round, necessarily, but moving forward into the gun runs. karrigan spraying main, going to get out of dodge, does get covered by his teammate. I don't know how Rain dies there. I think, oh, he dropped out of heaven on B. So, cratered in the inner sight. Certainly not what you want. And, well, this one should just be a quick done and dusted round for mousesports.
Yeah, I get the impression that either someone's dropped from the server.
Wait, we're back into the action. FaZe get rid of their eco round nice and quickly. We have an AWP out for Brokey, and he's been a
side player right now. Oh, run boost, and Woxic gets legged in amongst all of that madness.
Misses the smoke too. It doesn't rebound.
With a bomb plant, they can try and do something.
But it'll be another one of these buys with
very
AKs and smoke flash.
Yeah, so, you know, I think mousesports, if they get this one, they're well on the way. If they don't, that's where you start to lean in favor of FaZe again. And so this one starts to mean a hell of a lot. Woxic, who was legged earlier on, gets away with some damage into main, but not quite the kill there. So just damage traded early on. Look at how slow FaZe are playing, right? We've already seen karrigan trying to push the extremities a bunch. And so they're waiting, hoping that these duels present themselves, and they just never will. You know, mousesports hunkering down in these bomb sites now, and that's going to force FaZe to have to make a move. There's 30 seconds left in this round. Something's got to give. And NiKo sneaking deep. Does best karrigan there, flicks down, but the trade is in from Frozen, and through the smoke, he puts down another. Oh, Olaf gonna get that kill onto Frozen. Woxic in the bomb site has dropped Brokey. It's so back, and it's so forth, and now Woxic another kill. Only Olaf left, and while he does get one, he's not able.
When this was looking like a done deal for mousesports, 4 rounds in the first half and a pistol for FaZe to put them on 12. It was seemingly all in the hands of FaZe Clan, and mousesports might have just snatched it right back. Of course, I'm a little bit ahead of the game. It is 13-9. FaZe is still holding the lead, but they are in that position of buy eco, which is only going to let not only Mouse build economy, but get rounds on this board. FaZe, pistols in this one. They have considerably invested in half buy. karrigan waiting for this play from NiKo. He did it himself a lot in the first half. So will NiKo go through the smoke? Will he wait for the fade? He's pushed with a flash, and he's got a kill. karrigan trades, spraying back through the smoke. FaZe are all out in the yard right now on a 4-on-4.
ropz gets caught coming out through the connector. It's now fallen to the rest of the gang to try and salvage this round, and Rain, hidden in a corner, shuts down karrigan. Chris J creeping in through this smoke, gets shut down as well, and now it's only Woxic left in what should be an impossible 1v3. No one's giving up a fight. mousesports, they maybe overextend a little too much into that one. Trying to rush sequence looked a little bit unfortunate. Now,
say, nice username.
Yeah,
you know, I've been known to not do anything. I guess those are your 2 options.
Yeah, I think, you know, maybe you can make a case for Olaf being the least impactful, coming in and, like, you know, taking up that lurk role. It's kind of hard to find too much impact from these, and maybe that goes toe-to-toe and kind of in line with his stats. He does find himself down bottom of the board a little bit for FaZe every now and again at the moment, so... yeah,
it's not always about stats.
No, exactly.
That's why it is hard to answer questions.
Yeah, because that's the thing. Like, you know, lurk, you're not going to be getting all these big impact kills, but your role is very different. You know, you're trying to deny rotations. You're trying to poke holes in the kind of defensive plans of your opposition. Anyway, we'll get back to the game at hand. karrigan holding for this push and is hiding in the smokes. Catches not just one. Actually just catches one.
It's very sneaky, though. He does back away slowly and quietly. Brokey just on the other side of the smoke, and he's definitely aware that something funky is up. We do miss the kill. That's completely okay. karrigan actually ends up winning it. Imagine that.
Yeah, Brokey stepped wide to check close left, but karrigan had swapped sides smartly so, and so he gets that kill as a fade comes through. The bomb planted on B. ropz spots it, but needs to stay alive for this retake. Wants his team to join him in his efforts, picking up flashbangs on the way. Can set up utility for his team. Some say look away. Woxic doesn't. Gets flashed in the face, but it's not a worry right now for Mouse, as FaZe don't want to take fights. They're tucked into the site. They're waiting for Mouse to get close to them. Even considering the fact they haven't seen all 3 players, only know that 2 are here. karrigan's gone, and there's the info for Kool. He now knows he can tuck in and just wait. The time is ticking. They have kits, but they haven't got the kills. Rain waiting with Kool. And oh dear, the trade is in. That might just be the round. That might just be map point here for FaZe. And Rain, he's gone down, but the time is good for FaZe Clan, and Woxic's going to have to run away. 15-9.
Now, there have been some back and forth. There has been some very hairy, scary situations, but here we are.
Yeah, karrigan looking like he wants to try to throw in some of this main aggression, and he does get one before being traded. Frozen keeps this in the favor of Mouse. Does deal with Rain, who's allowed to double up on the back of that kill despite being on 2 points of health. That is a bit of a question mark here for mousesports. ropz, now the last man standing to try and deny this victory to FaZe Clan here in the second map. Up in heaven. Oh, Rain looked like he caught wind of him there. ropz going to try and reposition, but with a player already back green and ropz getting caught on the scenery, he's not made this easy for himself. Does just about get back here toward Old Bomb, but with Brokey now holding this long angle on the AWP, this should be undoable for ropz. And there's Brokey to solidify it. FaZe Clan, they're going to take mousesports' map pick, a matchup in which FaZe have never managed